He's the hero from Star Road who was sent to recover the legendary 7 stars. It's Geno from Super Mario RPG. For those of you who've not heard of Geno, he comes from the very first Mario RPG game simply called Super Mario RPG, which originally released on the Super Nintendo in 1996, and was also a collaboration game between both Nintendo and Square Enix. Although I think most of you might recognize this as the most recent Mario game that just came out about a week ago. In this game, Mario must team up with Princess Peach, Bowser, and 2 new allies in hopes of recovering the legendary 7 stars of Star Road from the evil group known as the Smithy Gang. These 7 stars are capable of granting anyone's wishes, but because the Smithy Gang destroyed the Star Road, everyone's wishes can no longer be granted. So the Mario Gang must stop Smithy and his gang and retrieve all of the 7 stars. This game is widely considered to be one of the best Mario RPGs to date, and Geno here is considered to be one of the most iconic characters from that game. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and talk about Geno. Originally, Geno was just a wooden toy doll that belonged to a young toad named Gaz. But one night, a star came and used the doll as a suitable body. This star was sent to repair the Star Road and to defeat the Smithy Gang. Now technically this star has an unpronounceable name, so he decided to call himself Geno, which just so happened to be the name of the toy he was inhabiting. And the reason he chose this toy specifically is because he felt like it looked the strongest. And did he choose correctly? Because this toy is filled to the brim with all sorts of weapons that could actually kill a person. I am not kidding. The doll was so strong it actually knocked out Mario when Gaz accidentally fired it. And this was before the star came in. That's probably why a lot of people want to see Geno join Smash. Actually, it seems like Geno is one of the most requested fighters for Super Smash Bros., with all known requests going all the way back since Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Even the creator of Super Smash Bros. Himself wants to see him join. But for whatever reason, he hasn't exactly been represented as a fully playable fighter. The only thing we've ever gotten was Mii costume back in Super Smash Bros. 4 that unfortunately made its return in Ultimate, making many famous Nintendo YouTubers feeling very sad.
This is the Smash Brothers where we're gonna get Geno, and I got a paper trail to prove it.
My boy. Look how they massacred my boy.
But today, I'll be granting everyone's wish and make a full moveset for Geno if he were to ever join the Super Smash Bros. Roster. So starting off, Geno here would be an above average midweight fighter. He'd have 2 jumps and would be able to wall jump. But now, let's dive into his costumes. For Geno's default appearance, he'll be in his iconic light blue attire. For the rest of the alts, these will have Geno in color schemes that directly reference the 7 stars, which have Geno in red, orange, yellow, green, purple, pink, and dark blue. That last one is actually a slight nod to his official art from back in the 90s where he had a much darker tone than usual. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the moveset. Now Geno here is basically a walking weapon of destruction, so a lot of his attacks will be using projectiles and his star-powered weapons to get the job done. So starting off with Geno's neutral jab, it'll be a one-hit spammable jab where Geno shoots a bunch of bullets from his fingertip. It reaches pretty far compared to most jabs, but it does count as a projectile, so be wary of using this move against opponents with reflectors. For the side tilt, Geno shoots his fist forwards. The fist reaches a short distance, but deals a large amount of damage and knockback. For the down tilt, Geno performs a simple kick downwards. It works just like most down tilts, but does have the ability of tripping foes at early percentages. For the up tilt, Geno performs an uppercut. Despite sounding original, this actually comes from Geno's first introduction from when he first fought Bowyer. Bowyer? Okay, who named this character? Now for Geno's forward smash, Geno readies his gun and shoots out a bunch of stars, dealing multiple hits of damage until the final hit. This smash attack works a lot like the Mii Gunner's forward smash. For the down smash, again, Geno mimics the Mii Gunner's down smash and shoots a small cannon from his elbow into 2 different directions. This smash attack is one of Geno's strongest moves, but there is a little bit of start lag and a little bit of end lag. For the up smash, Geno shoots out both of his fists upwards. It doesn't deal a whole lot of damage compared to his forward or down smash, but it does reach a lot higher than usual. For the neutral air, Geno spins his cape multiple times, dealing multiple hits of damage until the final hit. For the forward and back air, Geno uses his elbow again and shoots out a small cannonball into one of those directions. For the down air, Geno shoots out a large explosion from his handgun. As you might have guessed, this move has the ability of spiking anyone who happened to be too close, but it also has a lot of end lag. And finally, for his up air, Geno shoots a bunch of stars upwards, dealing multiple hits of damage until the final hit. But where Geno's power truly awakens is with his special attacks. Now before I talk about the specials, I do need to address something. Geno here has a gimmick for all of his specials involving one of the most important features in Mario RPG: timed hits. In Super Mario RPG, timed hits were a gimmick where if you time your hits at exactly the right time, your attack would deal way more damage than normal. I was originally going to give him this gimmick for the entire moveset, but honestly, that would have made Geno's moveset a bit of a hassle, so I decided to only use it for his specials. So for Geno's neutral special, he'll equip his first special move known as the Geno Beam. This special is a charge up move, meaning that you can't use a special unless you charge it up. When Geno charges it up, 5 stars will appear above his head and glow red. These stars act as a sort of charge up meter, and once it's fully charged, Geno will shoot out a huge laser beam that reaches all the way to the edge of the stage. If you let go of the special button as soon as you see the 5th star appear above Geno's head, the Geno Beam will deal more damage than before. As broken as this sounds, there are a few issues with it. First of all, charging this thing takes a total of 5 seconds, and Geno can easily be attacked or grabbed out of the state. Second, the beam itself does count as a projectile, so be careful not to use this move against foes with reflectors. And third, the beam can't be aimed into any direction, it only goes straight in front of Geno. Again, if you let go of the special button as soon as you see the 5th star appear, the move will deal more damage than before. Now for Geno's side special, he'll use his second special he learned called Geno Blast. Just like his neutral special, this is yet another special that requires a 5-star charge up. Once it's fully charged, a bunch of lasers fall down from the sky to zap anyone who happens to be too close. These lasers deal multiple hits of damage until the final hit, and can be used on the edge of the stage. However, the laser beams only go as far as Geno's feet, which means that it will never go below Geno. Now despite being lasers, they don't count as projectiles, so feel free to use this move without worry of someone reflecting it. Now for the down special, Geno shoots out a small disc known as the Geno Whirl. Unlike the rest of his specials, there isn't any stars that appear for the move, but it does require a charge up. Once fully charged up, which takes about 3 seconds, Geno shoots the disc into any direction by using the control stick to aim. Now just like the rest of his specials, there is a timed hit gimmick to this move. If, and only if, you can perfectly time this hit once it hits an opponent, the move will deal a total of 199% of damage. This is a slight parallel to the gimmick it had in Mario RPG, where it would deal a total of 9,999 damage if you perfectly timed it. But of course for Smash, we are not going to be using that amount of damage for this move. I know that this sounds ridiculously OP, but I promise you, it's not easy to perfectly time this move. Just like in the original game, there's only a 2 frames per second window of opportunity to perfectly time this attack. In other words, you are more than likely not going to land this move unless you're one of those top tier professional Smash players. I should also mention this, but the disc itself actually does count as a projectile, so there's a good chance that you might deal 199% damage instead of the opponent. And finally, for the up special, this will be an innovative attack where Geno uses his strongest special known as the Geno Flash. In the original game, the Geno Flash special would have Geno turn into a cannon and fire a large explosion that would deal a large amount of damage to all opponents. For Smash, this move won't work exactly like that. To put it simply, Geno will turn into a cannon and launch himself out of the cannon. Don't question it, it makes perfect sense in the context of Smash. Anyways, this special does require a 5-star charge up and also has the timed hit gimmick. You can also aim it to any direction by using the control stick. Once Geno is launched out of the cannon, his body becomes a hitbox. If you manage to perfectly time the hit and bump into an opponent, Geno will cause a medium-sized explosion that deals large amounts of damage and knockback. And now, for the final smash. Geno's final smash will be Star Riders. This will be a cinematic final smash where Geno causes a massive burst of magic to appear all around himself. Anyone hit by the burst will be sent into a cinematic. The cinematic then plays out with Geno, Mallow, and Mario riding on a small rainbow until they get strengthened by one of the 7 stars. After this, they all attack by using one of their special moves, dealing large amounts of damage and knockback, ending the cinematic. This final smash is in reference towards the new super move that you can unleash in the remake of Super Mario RPG. The stage of choice is Bowser's Keep. This stage has a layout that's reminiscent of Hollow Bastion, where the stage's background moves from one part of Bowser's Keep to another. In the background, you can see the massive sword that pierced through Bowser's castle and caused the Smithy Gang to enter the Mushroom Kingdom. The music this time around was pretty easy to add, as a lot of the songs from the remake are much more fitting in the context of a fighting game, so I'll mostly be going with songs from the remake. In total, 19 songs would be included, 5 of which would be remixed. And that would be if Geno joined Super Smash Bros. Many people have been wanting Geno in Smash for a very long time, and although he was only a Mii costume in Ultimate, I have a strong feeling that he'll be in the next game. Mainly due to the fact that the remake that just came out brought Geno and Mallow back after a very long time. And if you ask me, Geno deserves a spot in Smash as a fighter. Seriously, Mario RPG is such a great game, and if you haven't checked it out, I'd highly recommend buying it. Anyways, do you have a character you'd like to see be given a Smash moveset? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe? That way you can get notified when I put out any Super Smash Bros. Moveset videos. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.